Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? It is 6 o'clock Pacific time, or just a minute before. All right. And I'm so excited. I'm doing for the first time, so I apologize for any technical challenges. I am streaming both on Facebook and YouTube right now. And so I apologize in advance for any technical challenges. It's the first time I've done it at the same time. Like this. I usually do it where we're streaming through some software. So I apologize. But in the meantime, I'm so excited for tonight. Let me know as you're coming on and you're watching this, where you're from here on the planet. If you're here in the US, great. I'd love to know where you're from. Tell me a little bit about yourself. So where are you coming in from? I've been watching, I don't know, you can see in the background, huge UCLA fan, huge Raider fan, obviously Angel fan. Just a sports fan in general, but so I've been watching March Madness, and it's cool to like see all the different fans. I've got my TV over here in the background, so I apologize. I promise I will be focused tonight on you guys, making sure that I am getting everybody's questions answered. So it's going to be a fun night tonight. This is something that's been on my heart. It's something I wrote a little book about, really for my kids. But as I do more and more work on it, it just, I get really, really passionate about it. It's like one of those things where I just go down the rabbit hole on. So I'm so excited to share it tonight. So for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Joe Von Gerichten, and I've been a digital marketing specialist for over 20 years. But I kind of got away from it over the last couple of years, and COVID put me into a little bit of fog. Any of you can understand that. That was me. That was my challenge. I lost my primary business during COVID, and so I kind of got away from it. I fell out of love with digital marketing for a little bit, not because it wasn't a great tool. It wasn't a great platform for me to use. I just kind of fell out of love out of the fact that I lost a business that I built for over 15 years, and that was frustrating to see it go away overnight. But that really had nothing to do with digital marketing; just had to do with our economy and my mindset, really, to be honest. And that's why I'm excited to share with you guys tonight. So. I'm married, got 3 kids, live here in beautiful Southern California, in wine country in Southern California. For a lot of you, you're going to say, wine country, Southern California? I thought that was Northern California. No, we actually have some badass wineries here in Southern California. I highly recommend, if you haven't been to Temecula, California, that you come and check it out. We got great wines here, our great wineries here, very family friendly, great place to raise a family. We're basically about 70 miles north of San Diego, and about 90 miles east of LA. And we're just up and over the mountain range from Orange County, or at least South Orange County. So we live in a very, very beautiful area. Can't complain. So I'd love to hear from where you're from, though. If you're hopping on, I got some viewers. What's happening, Tom? Yeah, I got Tom on here, a good buddy that I do business with. That is very cool. I know Tom's here in Temecula. You're in Temecula too, right, Tom? Where are you at? If you're still there, I might have lost him. It's funny, people hop on these things and hop off, so I apologize. I got Facebook over here and I got YouTube over here, so I want to make sure I'm addressing everybody. But man, I love social media. I love the ability that I can talk to somebody. I can do this video. I can do this live right now. And Tom, you're in Reno. Awesome, Reno, Nevada. Man, that place is amazing. They've really done a lot over the last few years. I love that place. Grew up going to Tahoe quite a bit. So absolutely love Reno. But so see, look at squirrel, too much going on. So I'm going to have fun. But what I love is that I can take and I can broadcast to anybody that wants to hop on and watch this from all over the world. And it's free. It's free. And when people are talking about, it costs money to do this and it costs money to do that, you know what? That's victim mentality. And I have no time for that crap. Right. And you shouldn't either. Right. You really shouldn't either. There's always a solution. You just have to be open to it, right? And we have the greatest solutions sitting right in front of us. All this technology is so fantastic. It's so absolutely fantastic. It's taking young people and elderly people and giving them a platform to stay in contact with friends and family, to build businesses, to do all these crazy things. And yet, it's gotten the black eye, because people only hear about the bad stuff. There's so much good stuff here, guys. YouTube University is fantastic. I'm telling you, there is more on YouTube now than I learned in college while I was in college. And that's I don't mean any offense to the colleges that I attended, because I attended a lot of them. It took me 13 years. I was the original Van Wilder. So I had a little too much fun. But in all reality, guys, this is a great platform. And the reason I bring this up is because tonight I'm going to talk to you about some things a little later in the live stream. But I want you to see the power of this, the power that's at your fingertips. And it doesn't cost you anything except your time, right? So how many of you have live streamed before? If you have or haven't, go ahead and put it yes in the comments. I'd love to see. All right. Okay. Nobody's being courageous tonight. That's all right. I got a few people over here, and I got a few people. I had a couple of people over here, but they've already hopped off. Well, tonight, before we get started, one of the things that I just wanted to speak to before we really even dive in is about, gosh, I don't know. It's been a few years ago now. I wanted to write a book. A friend of mine wrote a book. It's just an ebook, but he wrote it for his, kids, with his kids in mind. And he wanted to kind of be his memoir to his kids, his legacy, if you will. But it ended up being something that he started sharing with people. And I was so inspired. I wanted to do something similar. And so I put together this book that I wrote based on my life experiences, my failures, my successes, all that good stuff. I wanted to put it together for my kids. And so why am I bringing this up? Is because there are 4 things in my life that I manage on a regular basis. And when I don't, I know I can find real quick where I'm out of integrity, and I can get back into integrity. What do I mean by that? That doesn't mean I don't have integrity, guys, as a person or a human being. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you don't either. What I mean by integrity is it's not where it should be, right? Okay. So I want you to think of like a wheel, okay? A wheel on a vehicle, a bike, whatever the case may be. And when you have a flat tire, you have lots of resistance. Sometimes when the flat tire is so bad, you can't even move. You're stuck, right? And that's how some of us live our lives, is we just get stuck and we don't know what to do. We can't change our own tire, right? Or we think we can. The reality is we can, okay? And so these 4 areas that I was talking about, I think about it as in a wheel, okay? And the H stands for health. The R is for relationship, sorry, okay? Wealth, and then contribution, okay? Now, health, relationships, wealth, pretty straightforward, right? Contribution, for some of you might say, what do you mean? Does that mean I have to give at church or anything? No. It means, giving into yourself, taking time for yourself, self-care, self-love, so that you're adding value to yourself so that you can share it with other people, right? Whether it's your time, it's your expertise, it's your money, whatever the case may be, right? So now I talked about having a flat tire. You have that resistance. Sometimes you even get stuck, okay? And that's what happens here. Just imagine that wheel is these 4 components of your life. And I can guarantee you that 99.9% of you, I can fix your problems right now, boom, just by, you being honest about where you're at in your life in these, respective areas. You're not taking care of your health. You're not taking care of relationships. You're not building the wealth that you're capable of building, right? Maybe you're not managing your money properly, whatever the case may be. All right. And then contribution, you're not loving yourself, let alone loving other people, right? Contribution is a huge one. A lot of people forget that. A lot of people think when I say contribution, I'm talking about like tithing at church or giving money away. No, it doesn't have, it's not that, guys. It's the self-love, it's the self-care. For me, like for example, I go to the movies every Tuesday by myself or with whoever wants to go with me. It's Bargain Tuesday. I go, it doesn't cost me a lot, but it's my time to like check out, just kind of get grounded, reset, and have some fun watching some, a movie, having some popcorn, and my favorite, the grape Fanta Zero soda. I love it. No sugar, no carbs, no caffeine, none of that stuff. It's my treat once a week. Absolutely love doing it. Okay, but it's my time for me, and that helps me stay grounded, stay positive, be excited about what's next. Okay, instead of just grind, 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 grind. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about with self love. Now it gives me the emotional state that I need to have to go out and perform my health. Like it's like I gotta go. I'm excited to go do this. Or my relationships. I want to go share with my wife, my kids, my family, my friends, my community. Okay. I want to build relationship. I want to share. I want to add value. Okay. And then ultimately it inspires me to, or gives me the energy necessary to go out and build my wealth. Excuse me for my cough. Boy, this stuff has been lagging. I had it since before Christmas, and it sucks. I hope you guys don't have that. But at any rate, the reason I say 99% of you, 99.9% of you can fix your wheel right now of your life is just being honest where you're at. Because you're out of integrity in either one or multiple areas, one of these four areas. Okay. And so tonight, I just want to talk to you a lot about the wealth component. All right. The wealth component is dire, guys. I'm going to be honest, without your health, you have nothing else. There's people that spend their entire lives building their wealth and then spend, the second half of their lives, spending all their wealth to reclaim their health. You don't need to be that way. You just need to be aware of it now so you can be balanced. You can be in integrity. Your wheel can be full. All right. So that you can go fast. You can make decisions. You can help people. You can have great relationships. You can have great health. You can have, wealth beyond your wildest imaginations. It's all possible. Right. But it starts with the self-awareness, because the reality is, when I was doing some research on this, the thing that blew me away, Tom, thank you. The thing that blew me away about learning about the wealth just in America, we're the richest country in the world, right? The richest country in the world. And over a third of Americans struggle and attribute their wealth problems to their poor health, their bad relationships, and their inability to contribute to themselves or anybody else for that matter, right? And then you have the people at the other end of the spectrum where they're consumed by their wealth, that they've sacrificed their health, they've sacrificed their relationships, and they've sacrificed their ability to contribute to themselves and to other people, right? And so tonight, I'm very, very passionate to share this, because, like I said earlier in the video, is I spent the last 20 years of my life in digital marketing and helping people build 6 and 7 figure high ticket coaching, consulting businesses, and some other businesses along the way as well. And I can tell you, when I first started my first business, I made the biggest mistake ever. Right? What did I do? It's the number one thing that usually causes failure, and the reason why most businesses fail within the first 5 years. It's because we leave a job thinking we're creating a business and we're creating a legacy for ourselves and for our families, only to come to realize that all we did was create another job, and we're stuck in it because we really didn't have the knowledge to properly build a business, right? Okay. So why am I bringing this up? Is because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to either watch this in replay or watching it now. I've had people coming and going over on Facebook, and I believe I had a couple come and go on YouTube here. And the one common thing is people think that starting a business is going to be this amazing thing. And don't get me wrong, it is. But what's the first thing we do? We start reinventing the wheel instead of following a proven blueprint, a proven system that's already been out there, right? I had a business coach years ago, and he said, Joe, you don't want to be the first one to market. You don't want to be taking all the arrows in your back, right? All you want to do is duplicate what's already been done. And I thought about that for a while, and that was hard for me because I always was taught in business school and just in my professional life in general, like, you got to do something different. You got to be different. That's what's going to separate you. That's what's going to make you, a millionaire. It's going to make you successful. Blah 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 blah. Yes and no. The reality is, why fix something that's not already broken, or that's not broken? And that's unfortunately what most of us do, right? Yeah, Tom. Yeah, man. Is we think we know better. We think we know better than the people that have come before us and been successful. And that's why we suck at this a lot of times, because we model poor models. Our parents, unfortunately, God bless our parents. They're great people, I'm sure. Some people maybe not as good as others, but the reality is they're doing their best, right? And a lot of times, good or bad or indifferent, whatever the case may be, we model all of this around how we were raised. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. You're a product of your past, not a victim of your future. Okay? So when you're starting a business, one of the things that I did is I created a job for myself. You know what I was doing? I went from working 50 hours a week in a normal job, saying, yes, I'm starting my own business. Screw you, corporate America. You don't know what's coming. I'm going to be the guy, All right. My ego was so big, I was going to conquer the world. And what did I find? I found myself working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, starting my family. And it wasn't until my 5-year-old, my oldest daughter at the time, came and crawled on my lap and said, Daddy, I love you. I miss you. It broke my heart. I knew something was wrong. I knew I needed a change, but I didn't know how. The problem was I just didn't know what I didn't know. And you may be there right now. You may not know what you don't know, and that's okay. That's why I'm here tonight. Because I don't want you to lose time with your family or your loved ones. I don't want you to give up the best years of your life building somebody else's dreams. Why you grind for them and they take vacations, they buy lavish things that really they probably don't need, but it pisses you off, right? It shouldn't piss you off. You chose to do that. Cheer them on, celebrate them, because you know what? When you're successful, you're going to want somebody to cheer you on and celebrate you, right? You don't want somebody thinking, oh, yeah, he's got all this money. Ugh, he just does whatever he wants, blah, blah. You don't want people talking about you that way. So why would you talk about somebody that way and bring them down, right? Let's lift each other up. We can be better. We can be more intentional, right? It's just that we're so out of integrity in this wheel, we don't know any better. So what did I find over the last 20 years? Well, I found that in business, you needed to have something really, really important. And I'm going to write this down on the whiteboard. I'm going to use the other side of the board here. The other side of the pillow, as who used to say that? Famous Laker announcer. Anyways, I don't want to get distracted, but what I figured out over years of failing forward was that I had to find a way to replace myself. All right. Had to replace me. Okay. So how could I replace myself? All right. Well, what I found was, and I started doing it for clients, and I realized, hey, dummy, you can do this for you too. Which was, I started automating businesses. So automation. All right. Automation. Right there. Automation. Now, at the top here, you're going to see homebasedblueprint.com. That's for any of you that hop on late or watching this replay. Click on that link. You can go get all the information that I'm going to share at the end of this live stream. But I needed to replace me. This was a big one, right? 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. I was doing it, guys. I was in it. But I was a shitty husband. Thought I was doing a good job. I was being a good provider, but I was a bad dad because I wasn't really present. And even when I was, guys, we had annual passes to Disneyland. You'd think that's the perfect thing for every family, is to have annual passes. You can go anytime, go have lunch and ride a couple rides. Just, have fun with your family. You know what this jackass did? I was so stuck in my business. I would go, I'd pull out my phone, I'd read an email, I'd get pissed off because of the email, and then I was completely angry the rest of the time, or just not even present with my kids, let alone my wife, in a time that should be fun, a time that I should be taking full inventory on, being fully present on. I wasn't, because I let work get in the way, and it was my business. I owned it. Right? Now, don't get me wrong. There's going to be times where you're going to be frustrated, right? There's going to be times when you feel like you got kicked in the gut, punched in the nose, right? Like Mike Tyson says, everybody's got a plan until you step in the ring and get punched in the face. That's how business works, right? The difference between the guys that actually make it and the guys that don't are the ones that are willing to take the punch and what they do after they get punched in the face, right? So I knew I needed to replace myself. Okay. I couldn't keep going to Disneyland. I couldn't keep being here with my family, but never really present. I couldn't, not be taking time to take my beautiful wife out every now and again on, a date and getting out. I apologize. It looks like it's getting a little blurry on YouTube here. So hopefully it's not for everybody else, but if it is, I apologize. So I knew I needed to change, but I knew automation was the answer. All right. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about this, guys. When I say automation, I'm talking about you enter your email. Okay. You go to a thank you page. All right. And then you go to a sales page. All right. Now, for a lot of people, they don't buy right away. So they need a couple emails. All right. Before they're ready to make a decision. So in the olden days, us old sales guys, we used to say nose to nose, toes to toes, right? That's how we did business. Well, now in this day and age, we don't have to do that anymore, right? So we've got, you opt in email, you go to a thank you page. On that thank you page, it gives you all the information that you would need to know about the business. But there's some people that just aren't ready, right? So some are going to go onto the sales page. Some are going to come down and they're going to go through, this email sequence here. So each of these E's means an email until they finally decided that the business is for them or it's not for them, right? But it's all automated. I don't have to be present. It works while I'm sleeping. It's called the freedom machine, right? You get to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, because you have this. As long as people are getting to the initial there and putting their email in, that's all that matters, right? So I knew to build a good business, a strong business model, I knew that was what I needed to do, right? And so for the last 10, just a little over 10 years of these 20 years I'm talking about, I started doing that. I started doing it for clients. I started doing it for us. The cool thing is I went from working with client, 40 clients a year. I went to working with like 4 to 6 clients a year, sometimes even less, right? Because I was selling them what was called a high ticket item, right? Now, what's a high ticket item? You may be wondering. It's something it's a product or service that costs $500 or more, typically. Some people will say it's not declared that until it's $1,000 or more. It doesn't really matter. It's something more than just a few bucks. All right. So we'll say over $500. Right. So I knew that in order to create a business, I had to be selling something for more than $500. In my case, we sold something that was a six-figure product. Right. Okay. But today, as I got back and I was introduced to this business model through a friend, I fell over backwards because here this was an opportunity for me to sell a high ticket item or serve the people that aren't quite ready to make that investment. I have like I have four different pricing structures that I can offer. Four different pricing models and four different business models I can offer. One's 900, one's 600, one's 300, and one's 100. I can meet you where you're at, and I can even offer payments. The cool thing is I make 100% of the profit. So how cool is this? I've got something that's $900. I got something that's $600. To me, those both meet high ticket products or services. Okay. So I found automation. Excuse me here while I grab my rag. I apologize. Hopefully, I don't know what you saw there. Hopefully you did not see my hind end or anything hanging out there. So I knew I needed the automation to replace me. And I knew I needed a high ticket. I needed a high ticket product or service to be able to sell. And so with this business, I focus on selling the $900, right? I can do it daily pay. I get 100% of the profit. It is amazing. So I get daily pay, 100%. It's not network marketing. It's not MLM. I actually own, it's just like when I own my own business. The only thing is I have what's called master resale rights, so I can resell these products. Okay. That's what makes digital marketing so powerful, guys. Digital marketing is a $2 billion a day industry. Crazy. 200 billion, or I'm sorry, not 200 billion, $2 billion a day business. 200 billion. Whew. Boy, that'll be nice. It's coming. It's $2 billion a day right now. It's expected to be over $1 trillion annually by 2030. Okay. It's absolutely exploding because people as young as teenagers and as old as seniors are using it to supplement, build and supplement their incomes, right? Their retirements or their futures, whichever the case may be, whichever's end of the spectrum. And then everybody in between. All right. So the daily pay. So let's just look at this. So $900. Okay. I only have to sell one a day or one transaction for $900. Now, in the network marketing and MLM industry, you typically got to sell 20 or whatever you sell, you get 25% of. So in this case, if $900 was my goal, then I'd have to sell 4 transactions at $225. So I'm writing this down. I apologize, and I'm going to show you here in just a second. Now, there's affiliate marketing, which is another form of digital marketing as well. That's very, very powerful. But you typically sell low ticket items, stuff that is usually under $20. You can sell higher end affiliate. You can do high ticket affiliate sales as well. But those are a lot harder to do. So usually people go for the quantity, and they'll sell, $9 trinkets, and they're all right with having to have 100, 500 transactions to get to their goal. Okay, because they're usually doing it on the side. All right. So we'll just say in this case, if you had a $9 offer, you'd have to sell it 100 times. Okay. Now, I found the automation. I've got the daily pay. 100% of what I sell, 100% profit is in my pocket that day. Transactions go right through. The only thing you wait for is for it to go through your processing into your bank account. My goal is $900 a day, selling just one transaction. Or you can choose to go into network marketing and MLM and take 25% of 900. I have to make 4 sales in that. to make that happen. Or in affiliate marketing, I have to make 100 transactions. Unless, again, I find some product that's some high-end, high-ticket product. But I guarantee you, you're the conversions to get that to here is going to be much higher. Because, see, we actually have a proven blueprint. We have a proven model, right? That on average across the 50,000 people that are using this business model right now across the globe, okay, we have about a 20% conversion on the initial opt-in page, guys, right? So when people opt in, the people opt in with their email, and then out of every 20 that opt in, we get about one person that will buy, that'll say yes. Okay. That's pretty powerful. It's a 20% conversion rate. Okay. So here we are. I replace myself with automation. I can make more money. All right. But how many of you can say $900 would shift your life exponentially right now? $900 a week or even a month, or maybe every other week, right? It doesn't matter where you're at. This business will meet you where you're at and help you get to where you want to go. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this up there, or I'm going to leave the daily pay. All right. Now, remember I was talking about when I started my first business in digital marketing, specifically in social media marketing, I was spending 16 hours a day. Well, the cool thing is with this business is we have a 2-hour workday. No, we are not bankers. Okay, we are not. Are you going to get your 2-hour workday perfected right out of the gate? No, especially if you're new to the business. I would be lying to you to say that. However, I'm currently working on perfecting my 2-hour workday so that, one, I can help 1,000 families create financial freedom for their family while I'm on my journey to retiring my wife in the next. I gave myself a year, but I'm shooting for the next 6 months. I have a 3-year plan to perfect this 2-hour workday so that $900 a day becomes a reality, right? So you can do this in your spare time. If you have a regular 9 to 5, you can, this could be building your future. You can do it fast. You can do it slow. You can do whatever you want. But the beauty of it is that it's automated. If it's passive, it's got daily income. If you can get the transactions done, you can get paid. And there's people that are making $5,000 a day or more, right? There's some people that are making $5,000 a year, right? This business meets you where you're at and what you're willing to put into it. But the 2-hour workday was huge for me. So when I saw that, and I was accustomed to working these huge long days, even after, cutting that down and replacing myself before COVID happened, right? I still worked far more than that 2 hours. But now I'm working on perfecting that. So what does that look like? What does that look like for me? A lot of people ask me, and so I'm more than happy to show them what I'm doing. So the first 30 minutes, all right, I am engaging and commenting. Then I'm spending 1 hour creating 3 pieces of content and doing a live, like what you're watching right now, a live stream. Okay. The remaining 30 minutes of the 2 hours, I'm sharpening my sword or, learning and growing so I can get gooder and gooder, right? Yes, I said gooder and gooder, guys. I had a buddy that I played football with, I grew up with my whole life, and we valeted together at this private country club in college. And he used to laugh when I used to always say good, and that good turned into gooder and gooder. And we always had fun with that. But he always joked with me. So here's what my day looks like. Now I want you to take a snapshot of this. If you haven't already, homebasedblueprint.com. It'll give you everything that I'm saying tonight, but it'll give you in more detail about the automation, the daily pay, the 2-hour workday. And they even give you a crazy proven blueprint to do $0 to $30,000 in 90 days, right? Now they can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee that either, because we don't know what you're going to do, right? Because you may be out of integrity here somewhere, or in all 4 quadrants, right? But if you're healthy and you get this into integrity and it's strong, your health is good, your relationships are good, your wealth mindset or your money mindset, your financial mindset, your emotional IQ, all of that, your contribution, everything is healthy and whole, then amazing things are possible. But this is the 2-hour workday. This is what I'm doing every day. You can do it all together. You can break it up. But I needed that because I needed flexibility. Because now that I'm building a business with my wife back at work, I didn't have the flexibility I did before, where she was home with the kids, picked them up from school, took them to practices, right? We'd meet in the middle kind of thing, all that good stuff. Now I have to pick up some of the stuff that she used to do because she's out grinding for our family, right? That's why I want to retire. So I needed to have some flexibility. Now, again, you can put more time into it, but the goal is to perfect a 2-hour workday, right? 30 minutes of engagement, all right? So I'm commenting, I'm going and liking, commenting back, engaging people, whether it's on social media or email. And then 1 hour, I'm creating 3 pieces of content that I use to send out on social media, including the live. So right now we're at about 36 minutes. So you can imagine I'm creating 3 pieces of content, give or take 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. That's about how long it takes me to create content. Sometimes it's even less. Just depends on what I'm creating for the day. And then the cool thing is, you don't know how to do any of that? Oh, our company decided to put together training that walks you step by step through how you can do all of that. How you create, not just how you create the content, where you post it, how you post it, when you should post it, all of that good stuff. It's all in there. They've taken out all the guessing game for us. Even for me, I'm an old dinosaur to digital marketing, but you know what? I had to relearn some stuff. I had to get rid of some old bad habits and unlearn some, old technologies that are no longer valid. It was all there for me, and it is there for me, right? And how do I keep getting better at it? I always make sure I'm spending at least 30 minutes a day watching some training. I'm strengthening my mindset, but I'm doing things so that I can add value into this whole model, right? Even though I don't have to worry about the automations, I don't have to do this, I'm adding in value to me so that I can bring more value to you, right? Because what is that serving? All right. Contribution. All right. I'm adding value into my community, not just take, right? I want to give. I want a win-win community all around me. I want it in my family. I want it in my friends. I want it all around me. I don't want to hang out with people that want to bring me down or say bullshit on, 2-hour workday, right? When there's people out there that have created 7-figure businesses using this freaking model. And then they have the audacity to say, no, it doesn't work. No, you know what doesn't work? You. Because you're out of integrity. It's always you. The answer is always going to be you. Your success or failure depends on nobody else except yourself. And until you accept that and hold yourself accountable to that standard, you're not going to have what you want out of your life. But if you're on fire, you're ready to rock, you're in integrity, then you're ready for this. You're ready for this. And the cool thing about it is, the money you make here, You can invest. You can travel. You can pay soccer dues through the nose like we do, right? And you don't have to worry about getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, wondering how the heck you're going to pay another bill, right? You can wake up in the morning in peace instead of, oh, right? Life is intended to be great. Even the hard times are supposed to be good, right? Everybody, there's always something to be learned. There's a gift in every experience we have in our life. But it's up here whether or not we choose that it's that way or we choose to be a victim, right? So for those of you that are no longer a victim of your past, your present, or your future, then I want you to join me. I want you to be one of those 1,000 families that I get to help create financial freedom. So if you're ready to take yourself on homebasedblueprint.com, excuse me, I'm still getting used to these angles, all right, especially when I'm looking back and forth, right? Go check it out, put your email in, you'll get information right away. Okay. If you have questions, you can always message me on Facebook, or you can reply directly to the emails that I'm going to send out to you, right? Because remember I said, not everybody's ready to say yes right away. So don't feel pressure. That's not what I'm getting at. I don't want anybody to do this because they feel pressure. I don't want anybody getting into this going, oh my gosh, the money's so great, but then all of this sucks, right? Because I guarantee you, the reason people suck at wealth is because their health sucks, their relationships suck, right? Contribution, no. They're constantly taking, never giving. Like it's always win-lose. They're taking for themselves and they don't care what happens to somebody else, right? You're out of integrity here, okay? This is the secret sauce, guys. This is just a tool to building your wealth so that you can have that freedom to keep everything else in your life in integrity, right? So who's going to join me? Who's going to say yes? Who's going to say no? So what? Who cares? What's next? Love to help you. Love to have a conversation with you. Until then, I want to thank you for stopping by, watching for the last 42 minutes, watching me talk and rant. Thank you, Tom. Thank you all the people that stopped by. Thank you for the people that stopped by on YouTube. And for those of you watching this on replay, hey, I challenge you, whether you say yes or you say no, take yourself on and be accountable. Where are you at? Is your tire flat? Is it out of integrity? Is your wheel out of integrity? Because only you can fix it. And if you need help with that, I'm willing to stand by your side and help you on that journey. Until then, guys, thank you again. I look forward to seeing you at the next live. Take care and see you. Bye-bye.